If you want to see what my favorite skincare products have been for the month of May, then please keep on watching. Hello my friends, if it's your first time here, thank you so much for coming. My name is Alicia and kinkysweat stands for my kinky hair and sweat life, a fitness professional who loves beauty, and today we're going over my favorite skincare products for May. I have quite a few, so let me explain a few things. This will not be your typical list. I will thoroughly go through all my favorite products that I've been using. I might even go into skincare routine tangents, maybe get a little nerdy about ingredients and all that stuff. If that's not what you're here for, or maybe you just want to skip over to each product, I will have that timestamp listed for each product that I will talk about in this video. Yes, I get chatty and I'm not going to change. Okay. I remember one comment back when I was doing another skincare video, they were saying, oh, why all that makeup and she's talking about skincare? They did have a point, so I'm coming at you barefaced and vulnerable. I am sitting in front of my window, so I do have my SPF on because that is very important. I have quite a lot of hyperpigmentation here in my jawline, and the reason why it's so frustrating, it was definitely self-inflicted. These were very tiny little whiteheads that if I just left alone, they would have come to the surface, washed off on their own, and not leave as severely as a mark. You know, when you try to finagle a whitehead, it doesn't come out, and then you fight with it, and the more you fight with it, the more pus it produces. You keep squeezing and squeezing and squeezing, and all of a sudden you have like this crazy wound on your face. So that happened to me several times, as you see, and I've been really struggling with just keeping my hands off my face, and these products I ran into last month I feel have been helping the process, the healing process, and just getting these suckers lighter faster every day. Well, let's start out with cleansing balm, shall we? A huge shout out to Claire again from Beautylish. She was so kind in sending me the whole Good Molecules line. Good Molecules is the affordable and expensive brand released exclusively on Beautylish. It is made in Korea. It's pretty much the ordinary or even the Inkey list. $7 serums, $10 balms. I mean, very inexpensive, and I think a great opportunity for those who want to delve deeper into skincare or just want to be a little more adventurous with the products they use and not break the bank. I have the whole line, but I'm not going to review the whole line on this video. I would highly recommend going to Gothamista, Nadine Baggett, Caroline Hirons, Lab Muffin, which I've been currently loving. Michelle, she is hilarious and incredibly smart. This month has been May skincare nerdy mayhem. Like, my brain exploded a little bit with watching all these videos and reading all these blog posts about skincare and different products. But let's start with the cleansing balm. The Good Molecules cleansing balm, I have to say, has been the closest to the pharmacy Green Clean in terms of consistency and how it rinses off. It's a opaque-ish type balm. It actually has the insert, I'm sorry it's so light, the insert here with the spatula, and when you lift the lid, you have, if I could lift this lid, oh god, there you go. Sometimes it gets stuck. Here is the balm. It doesn't have a color. It's basically just a milky transparent texture. It does smell like ylang ylang, and if you don't love floral scents, you are not going to love this cleansing balm. Pharmacy Green Clean has more like a lime citrus type of scent, so if that's more of your fragrance profile, then you will like that better. Note about polyethylene. A lot of you had mentioned how polyethylene is a microplastic, and it is in this formula. Keep in mind though, the polyethylene in a lot of cleansing balms are very small and is very little in here. It actually just serves as a thickening agent, as opposed to polyethylene microplastics that are bigger in size, like those micro beads that you might find in scrub. That I'm happy to know, I think they're trying to phase those out, and I don't know if it's in St. Ives anymore, because that was a very popular drugstore item that had those micro beads, and they are harmful to the environment. But the polyethylene in cleansing balms doesn't have the same negative impact like those microplastic scrubbing beads do, nor do they have the same negative impact like the synthetic plastic materials that get washed off synthetic fabrics or tires. Not to say that the beauty industry can do its best in formulating these balms without polyethylene. They could probably phase it out altogether, but you're not killing the environment if you use a cleansing balm. If you want to read up more on that, I will link the article down below going into microplastics and marine life. In terms of the cleansing balm itself, it doesn't break down as smoothly and silkily as the Green Clean Pharmacy does. Sometimes there's like a little piece of it that I gotta get in there and but when you get it on your face, it has such a beautiful, smooth, silky texture, and once water hits, it breaks down very quickly and just smooths around my skin, and it rinses clean, very much like the green clean from pharmacy. So I've been using those interchangeably. I love them both. It really just comes down to the consistency. If you feel the green clean, and I do as well, the green clean has been by far the smoothest cleansing balm I have ever used and experienced. This, I sometimes have to give it a little whippy whip with the spatula in the jar before I slap it into my palm and break it down. But I love how this rinses as well. This has been, again, the closest to that rinse experience I absolutely love from pharmacy, and I will probably purchase this again. This, I believe, is, I'm going to put the price up next to me because I forgot. Not too bad, and you get 2.5 ounces of product, so this will last you, and you could actually get a duo or a triplet in one order from Beautylish. So have been loving that. Essences and toners. Well, I recently picked this up. Well, not recently, I've been using it all month. This is the Madecera Essence Toner. It's pink bottle, is a very milky consistency. I actually use this as an essence, and the standout ingredient in here is Madecera, which is supposed to be very healing. It is, I believe, a derivative of Centella asiatica, if I'm correct. It has ceramide and P. It has niacinamide. The top 5 ingredients are water, dipropylene glycol, butylene glycol, niacinamide, betaine, and lactobacillus ferment, followed by turmeric root extract, which is what I was like, ooh, turmeric root extract. Very anti-inflammatory, and again, this is a very light, milky texture that if you need, or rather, I like to pat this on as an essence. I'll go in my Aqua Licorice Water Toner, then I'll pat in my Neogen Rice Ferment Essence, and then I'll go in with this because it's slightly thicker, and in order of application, you will go from thinnest to thickest in your skincare routine. Really light in texture, absorbs quickly, and doesn't leave the skin sticky, although you have to give it time to, get in there. I love the velvety texture it leaves my skin in, and just anytime something's anti-inflammatory and very healing in properties, I just slap it on my face. I'm good with it. I've been using it all month. I really love how it preps my skin for my serums and moisturizers. So the reason why it's almost halfway done is because I have a smaller version that I carry with me for traveling in like a travel size pump bottle that I refill. So this has been going fairly quickly. Loving that. Ooh, wait, hold on. Oh my gosh, so many skincare items. A couple of good molecule serums I wanted to shout out. This is the Super Peptide Serum, as well as their niacinamide serum, 10%. Niacinamide is bomb at soothing the skin, brightening the skin. I mean, all skin conditions and skin types can benefit from niacinamide, and this is a whopping 10%, so you can use this on its own. If you want to combine it with your favorite moisturizer, this I believe is $7. And the Super Peptide Serum, I would recommend the Super Peptide Serum for oilier skin types that maybe kind of want to use the polypeptide cream from Drunk Elephant, but that's just a little too much creaminess. But this comes in serum form, dropper style, very light in texture. You just need 2 pumps of this, and then you just spread it around. Has a really nice glide to the skin. It's lightweight. Again, if you're oily but you want the peptide life but you don't want the heaviness from a cream, then I would recommend this from Good Molecules. Other serums that they also have, oh my goodness, the Daily Brightening Serum, the Discoloration Correcting Serum. You also have hyaluronic acid around here. I don't know where it went. There she is. You have the Wake Up Eye Serum. You have the Overnight Exfoliating Treatment. This is 10% AHA and BHA. I believe the standout BHA, well, hold on, let me get the box. Oh my gosh. I kept all the boxes from the Good Molecules so I could go over ingredients. Let me see here. Ah, here it is, found it, oh god. Destruction! Glycolic acid is the standout AHA in this formula, followed by sodium citrate, glycerin, propanediol, I said that wrong, lactic acid, and alcohol. Now, I was going on and on about how alcohol is bad because I read that Paula article. Apparently, those tests or studies were made by alcohol and its effects when it's digested, but not what it does to the skin topically. Alcohol helps lighten up the formula. It also helps better absorption. People stay away from it because if they feel that they put something on with alcohol in it and it dries them out instantly, or they're very sensitive, then they just stay away from it, and I totally get it. I believe though this is a great alternative if you cannot afford or just choose not to buy the Drunk Elephant Glycolic Acid Night Serum. This also relies heavily on glycolic acid, but the BHA in the Good Molecules I'm trying to find here usually is salicylic acid. Oh, here it is, I found it. Unfortunately, it's way down on the ingredient list for the overnight treatment, whereas I think you get more BHA in the Drunk Elephant. But hey, it's still going to have a positive impact on your skin if you need exfoliating needs. I would rather use a chemical exfoliator rather than a physical one, because physical exfoliators like Clarisonic brushes, even microfiber towels, can just be a little too rough on your skin. And it's not so much micro tears that are being created, because I did say that at one time. It's more so the irritation that it can cause, especially if you're on an acne medication or a tretinoin, a really intense retinoid that just makes your skin more sensitive, and any type of abrasiveness, even from a microfiber towel, can be too much. Chemical exfoliants will just exfoliate at a cellular level. It gets rid of all that dead skin, it dissolves it, so it's actually a lot gentler to your skin and just kind of works with your skin cellular turnover, so it takes care of the latter part of the cycle, whereas a retinoid will take care of it at the beginning of your cellular turnover cycle. So much science. I've been thoroughly enjoying, hello, don't get dark on me now. With that said, in a nutshell, I've been thoroughly enjoying the Good Molecules line. I would highly recommend that you check it out on Beautylish if you're looking to add a couple of things to your skincare routine. If you've been using actives for a while, or you need something just to offer up more replenishing properties, or you want an exfoliating treatment, or you want niacinamide in your routine, then definitely give them a visit. Oh my goodness. More serums. This is the Centella Blemish Ampule from CosRX. Centella asiatica, again, is known to be very healing to the skin, nourishing, moisturizing, and it is healing for acne-prone skin because it cuts down on the inflammation and it just helps the skin repair itself. I also picked up the IUNIK Propolis Vitamin Synergy Serum. I got this off YesStyle, and YesStyle is addicting. You go on there and everything's like 80% off, 80% off. All the prices are just slashed for no reason. I don't even know what's going on, but I just see the new discounted price in red. I'm like, add to basket. I don't know where the box is, but the first ingredient in this is propolis extract, followed by sea buckthorn extract, not oil, extract, so it's going to be very light on the skin. Propolis is, I believe, healing, helps with hyperpigmentation, it has a bunch of vitamins in it. I will put the benefits up next to me because I forget. I forget what these skincare products can do. All I know is when I read the description at the time, and if it aligns with what I'm looking for, then I'm all for it. This leaves the skin in such a beautiful texture. I love it. It's so velvety soft and lightweight, as you saw. And you don't need a lot. You just need 2 or 3 drops and it smooths over. It glides like silk. It's a gorgeous product. I've been using that mainly. Well, let me see now. I use that in the morning with my glass serum from Peach and Lily, and then at night I use my snail mucin as well as the Centella asiatica. I don't know about that video going around with the abused snails, but apparently that is not what happens, but it's up for debate. But I like the snail mucin. I'm sorry. Don't yell at me. I did manage to pick up some items from the Inkey list. I picked up the Q10. This is so cute. I love the texture of this serum. I saw this on Gothamista Renee's channel, and the texture is so lightweight. It's almost like a gel cream. It feels so silky on the skin, and I feel great. Again, if you're normal to oily and you will like Q10 in your life, but if you've encountered products that are just too heavy and too greasy, I think you will really love the one from Inkey list. I also picked up their vitamin C. I think it's like a whopping like 30%? I don't know why I bought this. I was figuring it out. I was trying to put my skincare routine together. Also, Good Molecules has an ascorbic vitamin C powder. Forgot to mention. I'm sorry I didn't bring it with me. It's in my bathroom. But if you're into ascorbic powder, then maybe check that out. Back to Inkey list. I believe vitamin C percentages around 20, recommended to be applied at night because this is very thick. This is not like a serum from SkinCeuticals. It's very grainy in texture and not ideal under makeup because you could experience pilling, which is what it's doing on the back of my hand now. So that's something you would apply at night that you don't have to worry about applying makeup over it during the day, and just kind of pat it in and not worry about the peeling, because pilling, because you're going to bed anyway. So if you use vitamin C and it's 20%, and especially if it's that type of texture, I think The Ordinary has a similar texture formula as well, that will be the last thing you put all over your face, over your moisturizers and your serum, and then call it a night. Up next, what do we have? Oh my goodness. I decided to pick up DIFFERIN Gel because I needed to get rid of this. DIFFERIN is a type of retinoid. It is not a retinol. Retinoid is the umbrella term for retinaldehyde, retinol palmitate, retinol, and retinoic acid, which is what DIFFERIN is. DIFFERIN is adapalene, which is what it's referred to, is a lot more photostable than tretinoin, so technically you can actually wear this during the day. Beware, please, if you do wear DIFFERIN during the day, you have to wear sunscreen with this. If you do not apply sunscreen on your face, if you use DIFFERIN during the day, your skin will be more susceptible to burning, sun damage, and all the nasty things sun can do when your skin is that vulnerable. Vitamin A talks to your cells and says, hey, can you move it along with this degunking? And that process happens at the beginning of the cellular turnover cycle. So by the time whatever is being churned out reaches the top of the surface of the skin, it's not going to be clogged. Whatever ends up on the surface of your skin that may be cloggy or may have too much dead skin, that's what the glycolic or the lactic acid does at the end of that process, and it just dissolves that debris, if you will. I hope I got that right. The dermatologist down below, let me know. This is 0.1% and over the counter. If you want the 0.3%, you would need a prescription for that. I have been experimenting with putting adapalene on my face during the day and at night. What I decided to do is alternate between my DIFFERIN and my glycolic treatment. One night is DIFFERIN, the next night is the glycolic, and maybe just a night off from both. And then during the day, I apply my SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic vitamin C, followed by my very much healing and replenishing serums and moisturizers. That's what I've been doing, and I think it has been working in terms of just quickening the pace of scabbing off these marks, because these are wounds. I get a little aggressive when I try to take out these whiteheads, man, and I feel terrible. I ruin my skin, absolutely. Sometimes you don't even have to touch it and it'll leave a mark anyway, and it sucks, right? Skin with a lot of melanin, we're just more prone to those hyperpigmentation marks. That's why it is my priority to make sure I use serums, moisturizers, formulas that are going to help heal the skin, cut down on the inflammation, and just make sure from the very beginning we're going to prevent that from happening. And you can use DIFFERIN 3 times a week and still see the benefits. I apply DIFFERIN after my essences. Now, you can technically apply DIFFERIN over your moisturizer. I decided to put it after my essence because essences, the ones I use, don't have actives in them. They're very moisturizing and they're very replenishing to the skin. It does act like a buffer. I could also apply my 10% niacinamide before my DIFFERIN because niacinamide is said to be a buffer for adapalene. And that has been working for me. I think... have I been using this for a whole month? I think that might be correct. I might have experienced 2 or 3 whiteheads that kind of popped out more than usual. I haven't experienced any severe irritation, but I can sometimes feel that sensitivity when I'm applying my makeup, so that's why I changed it to applying it back at night. And I was doing it every day, and I think every day is a little too aggressive for me because I don't have severe acne. I just want to get rid of my spots, and 3 times a week I think is just more than enough for that purpose. Keep in mind that retinoic acid is different from retinols. Retinols have to go through a conversion process that will turn the retinol into retinoic acid, which is what the skin recognizes. Adapalene is just like ready to go. It does not need any converting. That's why it could be very irritating, because it just goes to work right away. And if your skin's not ready for that, that's why it is recommended that you apply it over your moisturizer or something that's just gonna help buffer the process of that absorption. And with that said, sunscreen. I've been using so much sunscreen, and I'm going to apologize right now for two things. Back in the day, I was applying facial oil over my sunscreen, and that was a huge, big mistake. I read that you can do that on a skincare blog by a so-called professional. Just goes to show you cannot believe everything that you read, and you should do your own research. Applying oil over your sunscreen does break down its effectiveness and its protection. Please don't do that like I did. Number two, I was applying some oil after my moisturizer and then my sunscreen. Unfortunately, I think I was not waiting long enough, and the oil probably dispersed the sunscreen and made it a little patchy in terms of application. Even though I couldn't tell, I think that's what was happening. Number three, I was not putting on enough. Technically, you should be applying 1/4 teaspoon of sunscreen to your face every day, just to your face, and then like another 1/4 teaspoon on your neck. 1/4 teaspoon is like a nickel-sized amount. It's a lot of sunscreen, which leads me to discuss alternate UVA filters that are not approved here in the US, and they should be. They are in Asia, Europe, and Australia. Tinosorb M, Tinosorb S, and Univol. These filters. The UVA filters that are approved here in the US are avobenzone and zinc oxide. Problem with zinc oxide is that it can leave a white cast. Unfortunately, for the amount that you need to put on your face, is going to leave a white cast no matter what. Was not applying enough of the green screen from pharmacy. And although they are saying that you don't have to apply as much of a physical sunscreen as you do a chemical one, technically you should almost the same amount, but that amount unfortunately does leave a white cast on me when I put a lot on. If you're not wearing makeup, it could be a problem, but if you're just applying foundation over it, it will bring you back to warmth again. So sunscreens I've been using, the Roche Posay 50 SPF mineral. This relies on titanium dioxide and it is lightly tinted. This is what I have on my face right now, and unfortunately because of titanium dioxide, it does leave a little bit of a white cast, but I make sure that I push that in, you know what I mean? And you need to pat it in, because if you swerve too much, then you disrupt the layer protection. The Centella Green Level Safe Sun SPF 50, I believe, relies on Univol A. The reason why these UVA filters are great is because they're more photostable than avobenzone, and they don't leave a white cast, and they're just more effective in blocking your skin from UVA. UVA is a huge issue for someone like myself with hyperpigmentation, because those are the waves with longer wavelengths that could affect the pigmentation of what's already on your face and darken those spots even more. And that's why you should really be applying it twice a day, which is an issue for me because I do wear makeup. So what I've been doing is just taking the makeup with me and patting on extra, at least here, right? Because this is the portion of my face that I'm most concerned about, and that's where I pat on extra, like after maybe, it should be the 2-hour mark, but it's more like the 4-hour mark after the initial application. I pat it down, and then I bring my Born This Way Too Faced concealer. Once it's dried down, I pat some concealer on just to bring the color back in and touch up my bronzer or whatever I had on my face before. So that's kind of been working out. And I still use my Neogen. I don't know where she is. I think she's in my travel bag because I travel with that formula as well, and I believe it does use the newer UVA filter as well. Sunscreen is so complicated. It's so complicated because some sunscreen filters destabilize others if you layer different sunscreens, and then you have to remember to reapply it, and all these long names. I can't. What's very interesting is the whole concept between chemical and physical. Physical is not necessarily better than chemical. Chemical sunscreens have a bad rep because they're said to absorb the rays and turn it into heat. The heat conversion is so small, it does not have a negative impact on your skin. And physical sunscreens are said to just scatter the light. Physical sunscreens absorb the UVA and UVB rays as well. It's only 5% less. So it's not that huge of a difference. So you might as well use chemical. Chemical has a bad rep also because of the word chemical. Water is a chemical. The air you breathe is a chemical. We are made out of chemicals. DNA is made out of chemicals. The only way you can escape chemicals is to go to outer space. Zinc oxide and titanium dioxide have to go through an insane process to get rid of toxic contaminants and to make it not react in the sun and all these things. Like, it's not... People refer to it as like the natural sunscreen, but it's not really natural at all. And the natural thing is insane as well. Poison ivy, naturally derived. You're gonna rub that on your face. Some of the most toxic substances on earth are naturally derived. I love chemicals. I love chemicals. I love my chemical exfoliants. I love my chemical sunscreen. It's so empowering to know what the truth is with all these skincare myths. Let me tell you, it just allows you to make better informed decisions about your skincare routine and better informed decisions about what's gonna work for you. No matter what I say in this video, I know this is our favorite video and we love to watch those. What works for me is not gonna work for you. And I don't ever want to get your hopes up intentionally, right? I can only recommend products that have worked for me. Go into the ingredients and research what they are meant to do. Perhaps they could have the same benefits for your skin. I don't know if different is gonna work for you, or it's gonna tear your skin up, or it's gonna work miracles for you, right? I just don't know. All I know is that I could tell you how I've been using it and the results that I've been seeing and how I've been liking those results. But again, I would just go to a dermatologist, especially if you have a severe skin condition. Please see a professional so they could better diagnose your condition and recommend the products, prescribe you the products. I'm just babbling about chemical versus physical sunscreen, okay? And it's so frustrating because these UVA filters are only available in the UK, Australia, and Asia. I'm about to hit up like my friends in these countries and be like, hey, can you send me these products, because I want the best UVA filters for my skin so these stupid buggers do not get darker in the summertime. Your recommendations are also welcome down below. La Roche Posay has a sunscreen mist that is not available here, of course. Orbis has like a UV spray that's like only sold in Singapore. Why? I need the sunscreen mist for my makeup. Please. I will PayPal you the amounts, the customs, the delivery charge. I don't care. Let me know. Please email me. I think we're winding down, maybe. I don't know. Yes, we are. Let's start to wind down. Let's go into this body. A huge thank you to Helena and Adrian. Helena is from Shea Moringa. She was so sweet when hearing about how I love ylang ylang. She sent me not only body butter, but she sent me her hair oil. She sent me a smaller version of her body butter. Where did it go? This is her jasmine body butter, and I pretty much almost finished it. I love jasmine. I love ylang ylang. Then she also sent me lemongrass. Let me tell you, man, this is new because I haven't been using it. I'm trying to save it all. This is a very lightweight whipped texture. It's so easy to pick up from the jar, which I love. In addition, it's so easy to emulsify. Look how quick that was. Lightweight. Fragrance is beautiful. It's so soft and silky on the skin. Despite it being a body butter, I still think it very lightweight for the summertime. Maybe just apply this at night when you really want to butter up, especially if you've been out in the sun. Shea Moringa, coconut, palm kernel, olive, jojoba, argan, baobab, and lemongrass oil. That's what's all in here. So if you're into a very small ingredient list or you just love those ingredients, I will definitely check her out. Big shout out to Adrian. She was so nice in sending me her whipped organic body butter, and when I mentioned if she could combine lavender and ylang ylang, she did it. She made a new fragrance and added it to her line. I was so honored, and it was just so great to see that owner of a brand took my feedback and she made it happen. So Adrian, you the best. Lavender and ylang ylang, I love this consistency as well. Slightly thicker than the Shea Moringa, so you might have to like put a little more elbow grease in the pickup, but it's so lightweight, and I love the ylang ylang and lavender combination. I think this is optimal for nighttime use. It's really calming to the senses. She was also so nice to send me her other fragrances. Here you have Golden Woods, and here you have Sweet Temptation. Golden Woods is like, it has a lot of musk and body to it. I like it. So I'm all full of body butter, and yeah, I'm set for that for the summertime. This skin is going to be soft. I've been waxing for over a decade, and I follow that old wives' tale about once you wax, you can't go back, and if you shave in between, you're screwed. That's not true. The reason people say shaved hair grows back thicker is because technically when you cut the hair at the surface of your skin, you're cutting it at the most thickest part of the strand, and when it starts to grow, it's going to look thicker than the strand that grows from the very root of your hair if it's pulled out from wax. It's still the same width at that very small microscopic level. I was getting really frustrated about making waxing appointments, coordinating it in my schedule, like, oh man, if I wax and I can't train afterwards, or it's just because it's a little uncomfortable, you know what I mean? So I decided to shave again. Did a little research and decided to sign up for the Billie subscription. This is not sponsored. I bought this subscription myself. I happened to encounter it on a list of best of razor thingamajiggies online. And listen, I love subscription services for several things. I have a Lola subscription, which they mail feminine products, tampons, cotton panty liners, pH balancing wipes. So I decided to get the shaver subscription. This is so cool. First of all, you create a profile and they ask you questions like the frequency of your shaving, and that will determine how many cartridges they'll mail you each month. You could also opt for getting mailed their shaving cream once a month or their body lotion once a month. You can choose your own handle. This is it right here. I love this razor. I opted for the powder blue. The cartridge itself is very cushiony around the edges. It kind of reminds me of a Venus. Smooth shaving. I love this thing. This has 5 blades. Am I seeing that right? Yes. 5 blades, and it comes with a magnetic sticky thing that you put on your tile on the shower and just goes boop. You don't need to worry about putting on your shower rack or it getting dirty. It just stays on its own space in your shower wall. So nice. You can pick your own colored handle. I also opted for their shave cream. It has aloe vera and sage. I mean, I don't know what the sage does. They just put it there just to make it sound fancy. But I actually really love the shaving cream. It's super smooth. It's not foamy. It's like a lotion, but I feel it just leaves my skin silky. No razor cuts, no razor bumps, and I've been afraid for a long time because I have sensitive skin, and I remember in the past when I shaved for the first time when I was like high school? No. 8th grade. And I remember my skin getting irritated and it itched after I shaved. Like, it started to itch when the hair started to grow. So I was like, oh, do I want to experience that again? I've been fine. I've been shaving my legs whenever I wanted to. If I want to wear shorts or something, whatever. I don't have to worry about making a waxing appointment and waiting for the hair to grow out because that is so annoying. Sometimes I just want to do it. I just want to get rid of the hair when it's convenient for me. That's it. And the item I've been using to cut down on the ingrown hair has been Paula's Choice Weightless Body Treatment with 2% BHA. This has 2% salicylic acid and is right up here. You got water, butylene glycol, cetyl alcohol, PPG 14, butyl ester, salicylic acid. Dimethicone is next. It's high on the list, so it's a very high concentration on here. Super lightweight texture. I love this stuff. It leaves your skin feeling like silk. I'm not even kidding, without the utmost of residue. There's no shine behind, there's no greasiness left behind. It just gets into your skin and does the job. If you have ingrown hairs or you just want to smooth out the dead skin in a chemical way, I definitely would recommend this product. I've been using it not the day of shaving, just to give my skin a chance to kind of like breathe a little bit. The day after and following, it just helps with the ingrown hair, and my skin's been so smooth. And I haven't been really getting like ingrowns too. I feel like I got them a lot when I was shaving, when, as I mentioned, younger. Not a problem. I'll apply this first and then maybe I'll apply one of the body butters that I have before bed, just to give this time to absorb and do its thing so I don't disrupt the process. Really happy, and it's just nice that I don't have to worry about buying cartridges or forgetting to buy them. It's going to be sent to my house, and that's just one less errand I have to worry about on a weekly basis. Okay, I might have forgotten a few things, but I think that's it. Let me know down below what your favorite skincare products have been. I know skincare videos can inspire passionate responses. I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? You are more than welcome to share your view on skincare, environmental impact skincare ingredients have, natural versus synthetic ingredients. But do help me with those UVA filters, okay, friends in the UK, Asia, and Australia? I would love to know what your favorites have been, if you tried any of these products, but your experience has been with them, and we'll take it from there. And that, my friends, is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And until then, I'll see you on here again with another tutorial, how-to, demo, or favorites. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Already with the traffic noises, I can't stand it. It's only 2:15. And the cars are so aggressive. Skincare favorites. If you want to see what my skincare favorites have been for the month, we're off to a great start. If you want to see what my, oh, I forgot the shaver. Wow, you can't speak today. Oh my God. I would recommend the Super Peptide Serum from Oiler. Where is the box? I just had it.